Hello everybody, it's me Devlin, and welcome to part 6 of NBA 2K16. This is going to be the final video of the night. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. We're going to do 2 more games, so games 3 and 4. So let's get into it.
LeBron James. What more can you say about the guy that hasn't already been said? He can play anywhere on the court, and he gets it done on both ends like nobody else in the league. If we can't slow him down, this game could get out of hand real quick. It's going to be one of the biggest tests of the season for me, that's for sure. Time to step up.
Every dime is a flake. I'm signed to the pay.
The Cavaliers coming to an Eastern Conference contest in this game. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. You look at the Celtics. This is an important game for them because they've really been struggling. Just one win in their last 5 games.
And when you look at Boston, they haven't attracted any serious attention here in the early season. It's been the kind of average start that most had predicted.
Well, at least they haven't self-destructed. I mean, they're right there with all the other teams in the thick of the early playoff chase.
So Cleveland will get the first possession. Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Down low, it's Love and Mozgov. And it's Irving at the point guard. Now here's James. Really played well against Orlando in his last outing. And Olynyk kicks to Crowder. And the rejection by James. Dishes it to Irving. And it's Bradley with the rebound.
Kyrie Irving made his first playoff appearance last season with the Cavs, and individually got a big $90 million max extension as well. He's in a really good spot in his career at this point.
From the stripe, and the jumper falls for him. Thomas got the opening basket of the game for the Celtics.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Smooth, guys. Very good job there of getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
And you know, those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes as much as any single play in the game.
Yeah, and you can't allow, if you're the opponent, to have that guy continue to beat you in that manner on the backcourt.
Here's Irving following the score by Avery Bradley. Picked by Mozgov, and they call an illegal screen here.
And the idea of setting a screen on that play was right, but just poor execution.
Yeah, it just can't be a hard screen at all costs. There is a legality to how you set a screen, so you got to be inside of both lines, legal and hard.
Now, here's Thomas. Different look here. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Mozgov. Thompson comes in for Kevin Love. Iman Shumpert is checked in for Smith. And it's Williams in for Irving. Zeller against Varejao. Zeller passes to Freak. Zeller dishes to Turner. Shot clock at 6. Thomas kicks to Sullinger. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
The Cavaliers trail by 8. Williams with the ball. Now Thomas defending. The screen from Thompson. Shumpert in the corner. Jacks up a 3. Here's Varejao, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one, drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Swear to God, I hate this game.
Defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
And for Varejao, his wild hair and frenetic style long ago earned him the nickname Wild Thing. I mean, diving for loose balls, taking charges, but that energy and enthusiasm may be unsurpassed with any other player in our league.
Well, Greg, you're talking about Varejao. He may play wild, but his production has backed it up. A few years ago, he averaged, Clark, over 14 rebounds a game.
Yeah, and I don't think he plays that wild. I think he just looks wild. That hair flying all over the place, and he's giving up his body.
Oh my
He's not
God.
a wild player as much as he just looks and appears to be everywhere at all times. Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
1:44 left in the first. The dish to Turner. The feed to Freak. Beyond the arc. No good. Shumpert with some nice D. One-on-one fast break. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, I briefly spoke with David Blatt. Coach said that even though this is the first meeting of the year, he didn't expect there to be much of a feeling out period between the teams. He said, listen, we have a group of guys that can all score and do it in a hurry. I expect us to come right at them and test their defense early on. They'll definitely be on the attack, guys.
Thank you, Doris. And guys, the focus being on the offensive side of things, they obviously don't want to let their defensive guard down, so to speak, can they?
No, they're still going to have to be sharp on the defensive side of the floor. It's just that getting into a rhythm offensively is going to be the main focus here early on.
I'm with you on that mindset, but it does leave the door open for them to be taken advantage of at the defensive end.
Last game for the Celtics, they pick up the win against Charlotte.
Yeah, the confidence just exuding in that performance on the offensive end. I mean, really illustrates how this team clicks when guys are communicating and executing as a cohesive unit.
Yeah, roadkill is hard to get in this league. I mean, to be a great NBA team, you've got to be able to have that kind of performance on the road. Focused, purposeful, and productive. Really solid.
Now, here's Thompson. After the miss from Tyler Zeller with the fadeaway. And Cleveland again with the bucket.
Boy, Kevin, what a sweet stroke from LeBron that trip.
Thomas against Williams. The pass to Freak. Now here's Zeller. And a wide open look for Freak. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't. And here's Freak on his experience as a one-and-done college player. Now with more and more freshmen, Clark, making the jump to the pros, we can expect to hear more stories like this, I'm sure.
Well, without question, Kevin, that's the case in the landscape that we find ourselves in. But, there's something to be said for developing all 4 years in college when that's the best route for an individual player. Nowadays, I think, unfairly so, there's a ton of pressure on young guys sometimes to leave prematurely. We'll see if Freak's decision pays off for him long term.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And the Celtics, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Really active hands early on here as they're able to acquire several steals.
Well, they've really been aggressive guys on defense, and it's paid off, so why stop? Keep it up.
Freak, he's in at the point. Olynyk is out there with Johnson. Then it's Jay Crowder, and it's Bradley in a shooting guard. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. It was a tough battle down the stretch, but the Celtics were able to get back into the playoffs last year.
And kind of just hovering around all season, but give them credit. They fought their way in and spent only 1 year out of the postseason in their rebuild. Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
The Cavaliers leading.
For the Celtics, the actual playoff series didn't go well. They got swept by the Cavaliers, but most people will remember the injuries from the series more than the play, and the Celtics have a bright future, no doubt.
Well, listen, it was a forgettable series for Celtics fans. However, the Celtics' young core were able to experience postseason basketball. That's something that you can really never replicate. I'm sure they'll be hungry for more.
Oh,
And credit Brad Stevens on a terrific job.
And Jefferson throws it down hard.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes it.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch, and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold, the way that guy gets to the rim.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. That's good. Freak's got his first 2 points. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, they won their last contest, that game against the Magic in Orlando.
They needed a few extra minutes to get the W in that game, but they got it just the same.
I like the way they handled themselves in that overtime period, Greg. They had a whole lot left in their game in that extra period.
Now, Freak following the three-point attempt by Kevin Love from 17 feet out. Offensive rebound, but they recover it. Olynyk dishes to Freak. That one wide left. The Cavaliers leading by 4. Irving with a clean look. No good on the 3. Well, what a season for Kyrie Irving last year. Huge moments for him. 57-point outburst against San Antonio. That was a new franchise record for the Cavs.
I think a lot of it was finally being able to play with other All-Stars, quite honestly, Kevin, but you can't discount the work Irving put into the offseason to be ready for the regular season.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Hornets had an off game. He ended with 7 points and helped out the team by coming up with a few key steals in that one as well. He had just a really rough shooting night, and the rim seemed to have a lid on it for him. We'll see if the lid's been lifted here, guys.
Thank you, Doris. And just not the game he hoped to have, guys.
And I know he felt like he let his team down with that performance, and I'm betting he comes out here tonight
This
with
is
a
not
lot of
my
extra
best game.
motivation.
Absolutely. The competitor in him is going to lead to playing with a chip on his shoulder. You can count on that.
Here we go, Boston. Now coming to the board are your Celtics dancers. Give it up.
Boston making some changes. Sellinger's checked in for Olynyk. Lee comes in for Johnson. And Thomas subbed in for Freak. And then for Clint. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Cleveland ahead, up 1. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Gentlemen, I'm over here with Tristan Thompson, and after that first half, Tristan, what's the plan going to be for this second half?
Well, it's simple. It's going to be a dogfight. You know, they got big guys, true bigs, and we got to come out, play hard, and not let up.
You have to have plenty of bark in a dogfight, Tristan. Thank you. Guys?
Okay, Doris, much appreciated. And now for halftime. So we'll be back.
This game's not my game.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do. Some changes for Boston. Johnson comes in for Kelly Olynyk, and Freak subbed in for Avery Bradley. And Cleveland also making a change. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Thompson.
And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
On the court for Cleveland, LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. And it's Varejao in at the 5 down low. Smith outside. Love with the screen for Smith. 4 on the clock. Irving from long range. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. As you said, the Cavs put a lot of pressure on themselves because of the trade. You could see it affect the way they came out of the gate, Clark.
And you know, it was just night and day, Kevin, when the Cavs began to relax and click. I mean, a total transformation and turnaround. They would go 19-20 in the first 39 games, and then 34-9 over the rest of the season once those guys gelled and got locked in.
Tyler Zeller's checked in for Boston. Turner comes in for Isaiah Thomas. And then for Cleveland, Mozgov. He's checked in for Varejao. Mon Shumpert has come in for Kevin Love. And Mo Williams subbed in for Kyrie Irving. Well, last year, Tyler Zeller both started and came off the bench, showed he could be an effective player even when playing heavy minutes.
Yeah, and if you look at the games that he played as a starter, he increased his usage, and it didn't bother his production at all.
Jared Sullinger's checked in for Johnson. Thompson, he's checked in for Cleveland. And James throws it down.
Wow, beautiful feed from Mo Williams.
Celtics trail by 6. Right wing. Here's...
Oh!
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And for Zeller last season, his numbers were the same or better as a starter. His scoring picked up a touch. Still had a great field goal percentage, too. So really solid production in his first couple of years.
And so he makes both from the line.
And I think the big thing for Zeller was that he found his role in the league. He knows he'll be an energy guy who has to make the most of his touches. And to his credit, he is nothing but a positive force on the floor.
Turner passes to Freak. Sullinger the screen. Freak. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
That's tipped. We've got 1:23 left to play in the third. Crowder kicks to Freak. Nice ball movement by Boston. Crowder with it, now guarded by Shumpert. Shot from 12. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Crowder's got 7 points here in this quarter. Cleveland's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. And Shumpert kicks to Smith. LeBron James on the wing. Off target from outside.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Turner dishes to Freak. Now here's Crowder. He's guarded by Williams. Crowder kicks to Sullinger. And stolen by LeBron. In transition, here come the Cavaliers. And that one's good. James has got 11.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break.
It's rebounded by Cleveland. Thompson's got his 6th rebound on the night.
I'd like to see him use a little clock here.
I agree with you. Milk the clock with this possession. That's what they've got to be doing.
James, the pass to Williams. He feeds it to Shumpert. Fires for 3. The shot, no good. Crowder. The shot, no good.
All right, fans, let's get up. Let's get up.
Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. Freak, he's in at point guard. Johnson is out there with Zeller.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, much appreciated, and now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James.
Distributing the ball might not be his #1 duty, but tonight he was very creative. He nearly got double digits in assists. You have to love how alert he was and aware he was of his surroundings. So many of his passes led to high-quality shots.
We all know, anytime you got LeBron James on the floor, he's going to bring that will to win. He has so many tools in his arsenal he can throw at you, not to mention his defense. Literally, any night he can take over a game. Tonight we saw King James exert his will in the game.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. from myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
I sucked this game.
The only color I care about is green.
Mr. Dom Pagnotti. Mr. Diamond and Platinum himself. It's a love-hate relationship.
What do you think about people who see your brother as just a meal ticket?
Well, that's why.
You know what, guys? I'm gonna end it here. I will see all you dudes in the next video.